Today we're going to be making Buttery Refrigerator Yeast rolls. Now what we're doing over here is I've got 1 cup of milk and I need it scalded. And how you scald milk is we've got it set on medium-low. Got to be very careful, we don't want to burn it, and it's just bringing it to the edge of the boiling point. We don't want it to boil. You'll see the steam coming up and some little bubbles will form. Then we're ready to take it off. And you do have to stir it occasionally because we don't want it to get thicker and stick, and because it will thicken up a little bit, the milk will, while it's eating up. Okay, what I've got here in this bowl here is 2 sticks of melted butter, which I've left out all morning, 2/3 cups of sugar, and 2½ teaspoons of salt. And I'm going to go ahead and just stir this up a little bit. It's just to make it easier for sugar and everything to melt. And this combined together. And then what we're going to do is when our scalded milk gets done, we're going to add this in here and stir it until our sugar and butter and salt melts. Alright. Our milk is ready. It's been scalded. You can see a little bit of the steam and the bubbles are forming. I'm going to hurry up and take it off the heat. Turn that off. Okay, what I want to do here is I'm going to add this to here. And we're going to stir all this together until all the sugar melts and the butter melts. Okay, now we're going to ripen our yeast. And what I've used is 3 packages of this active dry yeast here. And I've got a ½ cup of lukewarm water, and you need that in between 105 to 115 degrees, no hotter than 115. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just stir that in. And I use a fork usually. And we're going to get that all mixed together, and we're going to let it sit on the counter for 10 minutes so the yeast can ripen up. Okay, our yeast is ripened, you can see by the foam and everything. And what I've got here is 2 beaten eggs. And I've got 3/4 of a cup of icy cold water. We don't want any ice in it, but we want it very cold. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to my 2 beaten eggs. And we're also going to go ahead and add the yeast to that. Okay, and we're just going to stir this together. And now our butter has warmed to warm, so I'm going to go ahead and add this to that. Give that a stir. Move all this stuff out of our way. Okay, what I've got in here is 7½ cups of all-purpose flour. We may not use all of that because I don't know how much this is going to take into it. So we're going to start off with ½ cup at a time. I'm going to add 3 cups of flour to this, and we're going to beat vigorously after each addition. And you can use a mixer, but I like to use my wooden spoon. Okay, this is how you want it to look, you know, like a smooth batter. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add some more flour to it. But we're going to add a little bit more than ½ cup at a time. But we still don't know if it's going to take all this flour into it. And of course it's going to get thicker and thicker. And we're going to add the flour until it forms the dough and it starts to pull away from the sides. Okay, this is how our dough looks when it pulls away from the sides. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have this floured surface, and we're going to just go ahead and put our dough there, and we're going to let it rest for 10 minutes before we knead it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and knead this until it's smooth and satiny. Still a little sticky, so add a little bit more flour. Okay, now I've made two because the bigger one I'm going to have for Father's Day, and we've got a buttered bowl here, and we're going to go ahead and put this in the bowl. And then we're going to go ahead and flip it over because we want the butter side up. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on this, and we're going to place it in the refrigerator, and it has to stay in the refrigerator for overnight or up to 5 days. So tomorrow we'll come back and show you how to make your rolls. Okay, today we're going to finish up our refrigerator yeast rolls. Now this is what it looks like, and we're going to take it and we're going to, they call it punching down. We're just going to let the air out of it. Mash it on down. Okay, the air's come out. Now what I've got here is olive oil, and I'm going to go ahead and brush it, the top of it, with olive oil. You can use other regular vegetable oil if you like. I just like olive oil. Okay, brush that. And what we're going to do now is take a clean dish towel, and we're going to place it over the top, and we're going to put it in a warm place, and we're going to let it rise. Now this process could take anywhere from an hour to 2.5 hours. Okay, our dough took 2.5 hours. And now you can roll it in any desired shape that you want. I'm going to make cloverleaf rolls, so you need to grease a muffin tin. And these are really simple. Just take 3 little circles. And after you get them all made, we're going to have to cover them again and let them rise again before we bake them. Okay, the rolls are ready to go into a preheated 425-degree oven. And I've made an egg wash with some milk and an egg. And I'm going to go ahead and just paint a little bit on the top. And if you wanted, you could add some poppy seeds, sesame seeds, about anything you wanted to the top of them. And we're going to bake them for, it depends on, you know, the shape of your rolls and how thick they are. So anywhere from 12 to 18 minutes. And it depends on your oven too. It could take a little bit longer. So we're going to keep an eye on them. Okay, our rolls are done. It took mine 12 minutes. And they rose up really huge. So we're going to go ahead, and they're still hot. Go ahead and butter a little bit. And we're not going to eat all these. I'm going to take some to my neighbor across the street, because he loves yeast rolls. These are delicious. Thank you, and come again.